Hi, I'm Dr. Keith Johnson. I want to turn your attention to the 14th chapter of Matthew, where the disciples are in the boat. Jesus is walking on the water to see where they are, and Peter says, "If it's really you, Jesus, bid me to come and walk on the water." And Peter goes walking on the water. But the storm is so great, Peter gets a little worried because he's walking on water. And I'll tell you, if I was walking on water, I'd be a little worried too. But he's a little bit worried and he starts to sink. And he calls out to Jesus and says, "Save me." And Jesus reaches immediately down, lifts Simon up, and says, "Simon, you have such little faith. You have too much doubt." And then finally, the boat goes to the other side of the sea. You face any storms? You and I are facing storms every day of our life. Too many bills, not the right relationship, kids hate us, we can't find a place to go, we're not happy at work, we're insecure because of what the neighbor thinks about us, we don't know how to handle life. A lot of storms to face. And sometimes our response is, what did I do wrong that I'm facing these storms? You know, every storm is not a punishment. In fact, in the disciples' case, Jesus knew they were going to face the crucifixion. And since they were going to have to face the crucifixion and see Jesus' death, he had to get them ready. He had to get them ready for the problems they were going to face. And so he was kind of tuning them up, so to speak. And sometimes God does that to us. Sometimes, depending on what it is that you have to face, or what it is that you're going through, destination-wise, or whatever the reason for your living or your vision happens to be, Jesus needs to make you ready. He needs to put you through some certain kind of trials so that you're ready for when the trials come. And sometimes we don't like the trials. I don't like them. I've been through a lot of trials and I still don't like them. But I do understand them, and I have learned to be grateful for them. And I have seen God help me to get stronger because of them. I'm not terribly strong. These trials are difficult. When you face the storms of life, you're afraid for your life. And you're afraid for the life of your neighbor. And you're afraid for everybody around you that's facing some kind of danger. And sometimes we're not afraid enough for somebody else because we're too worried about ourselves. The point is that God is trying to make us the way we ought to be. And he promises us that he'll take care of us. He promises that no matter what happens to you, if you've accepted Christ in your heart, you're a member of God's family, and God will take care of you. All things work together for good to them that love God. Do you love God? Are you facing a lot of trials? Bills too much? Kids too much trouble? Life isn't where you want it to be? Well, you're not the only one. Most of we Christians face that kind of time and that kind of trouble. And we have to learn to deal with it and to realize how extensive our choices affect not only us, but the people around us. Depending on what it is that we choose to do and how we choose to do it. Have a good time, not meet our responsibility, make it easier on ourselves, whatever the reason is that it happens to be. We are the ones that pretty well create what life is like. But God promises that no matter who you are or what you're going to face, that he will not give you a temptation above that you won't be able to take care of it. You can respond to what God is giving you, and you will succeed through it. That's kind of hard to believe when it happens. I don't feel like I have enough money. I don't feel like I have enough control over these kids. My relationship isn't working out right. But these are given to you so you and I can learn. And they're not pleasant lessons. Peter didn't like sinking in the water. It scared him to death. Fortunately, he didn't go that far because Jesus was there and reached out to him. And that's probably the life point you and I need to follow. That no matter where we are in life, no matter what kind of troubles we're facing, no matter how lonely we feel or depressed we feel, God is there waiting to catch you and to lift you up out of the water. I don't know what kind of storm you've got. I don't know what kind of trouble you're facing. I don't know what kind of world you're in, but I know this. God loves you and He loves me, and I don't deserve it. I know I don't deserve it, but He loves me anyway. And He loves you and promises that He'll take care of both of us. Trust Him. Give Him your chance to live your life for Him and you. You're born to experience His love, and He's waiting to give you the gratitude and safety that you need, because He loves you far more than you can know. Doesn't matter what you've done or who you are or what you believe. All you have to do is make Christ Lord, receive Him in your heart, and let God take care of you. That's an easy thing to say, not always an easy thing to do. Try it. God loves you, and He will take care of you.